Season arrives, and with it, all our healthy eating plans go out of the window. We also find ourselves cutting back on physical activity and also having very late nights. Well, SABC anchor Palesa Chubisi spoke to Bianca Tromp from the Heart and Stroke Foundation about healthy eating over the festive season.
During the holidays, our children, of course, they're at home now. It's school holidays. They're there sitting now and then, going to the fridge, taking out whatever they want to indulge in, eating everything that's in the house. How important is it, or rather just how important is good nutrition in the child's development?
So definitely good nutrition is important in every stage of life, but it's critically important, and it's especially important during the growth and development years of our childhood, and not only for physical development but also for mental development. Some studies have found that children that consume healthier diets, especially consuming a healthy breakfast, increases their academic performance, because these children are more likely to have better attention span and problem-solving skills in school.
All right, so what's the best way to do it during the holidays for our children? I mean, some of us are still here working throughout the holidays. We're not able to monitor what they take and what they don't eat. So what's the best way of doing it to ensure that they keep eating healthy?
So I think, just like you mentioned, the main problem is that we are removed from our normal routine, and that's when we start eating unhealthy foods. So I want to recommend that we try and keep some routine by starting every day with a good breakfast. Starting the day with a whole grain breakfast, adding some fruit, adding some low-fat dairy. At least then you know that kids and the adults have had a very healthy breakfast. And then also I want to discourage parents from having a sweets or a treats drawer or cupboard at home, and instead have a healthy fresh fruit bowl that's somewhere that's easily reachable for the kids, so that they can have as many fruits during the day as they'd like. And you can have this fruit bowl and replenish it every morning with different types of fruit. Make it interesting so that the kids actually want to have it.
I'm guilty as charged for that sweet cupboard at home. And the other thing is water. Kids do not like water. In order for mine to drink water, I have to put a bit of strawberry, a bit of slice of lemon into that water, but he won't just take it as it is. How can we make it interesting, as well, as you say, for kids to drink water?
So definitely water is very important. We want to try and limit the amount of sugar-sweetened beverages that our kids consume, especially during the holiday times. And like you mentioned, sometimes it is difficult because kids get tired of drinking water. They don't necessarily like the taste of water. So we try and make it a bit more interesting, as you mentioned, by adding different fruits and vegetables to the water. And like you also mentioned, adding lemon to the water. We can add mint to the water, even strawberries or cucumber. All of those make the water a bit more interesting. We should also remember that low-fat dairy products for kids are very important. So having a glass of milk, it's recommended that they actually have 2 glasses of milk every day, and that also contributes to the amount of fluid that they're consuming during the day. And it's so important for healthy bone and joint development, so we can add 2 glasses of milk every day.
And I think also the last time I had you on the show, we were talking about South Africa being an obese nation. I just want us to touch a bit on obesity and children. Really talk to us about some of the risks, health risks that are associated with obesity in children.
Yes, so obesity in South Africa amongst children is a major health concern. 13.3% of all kids under the age of 5 is actually overweight or obese. And what's so concerning about that is we're seeing that even in our children are starting to suffer from high blood pressure. And also overweight kids tend to become overweight adults, and that increases the risk for non-communicable diseases, so diseases of lifestyle, and that includes diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and strokes.
But then how do we maintain the two? Because you do find some children that are well built, so to say, that are a bit bigger than their age. What do we do as parents? And most importantly, do you think that it should be compulsory for schools to have that physical training as a subject?
Okay, so as parents, it is our role and it is our responsibility to make sure that our kids have a healthy body weight. And it's the easiest part of the life cycle to kind of put a stop to being overweight or obese when a child is still very young. And I think it's great that physical activity is incorporated into the curriculum at schools, because that PE period, basically what they have, teaches kids life skills to implement physical activity for the rest of their lives. It also provides them with the opportunity to get the necessary physical activity in a controlled environment, enjoying it with their friends while being supervised by teachers. Now, kids need about 60 minutes of physical activity every day, and that's why that compulsory subject is so important.
It certainly is indeed. Now, coming back to us adults, I mean, as I said on my introduction, I always say it's that cheating season for me, where I literally have to forget a bit about my diet and healthy eating. I indulge in almost everything that I come across, be it chisanyam, a bit of papia, a bit of chakalaka. You know the South African way how we do it. But
yes.
Is it okay for one to cheat for the whole season? I know that when you are on a specific diet or banting, you can have that weekends where you just cheat for a weekend, which is just over 2 days. But am I allowed to cheat for the entire season? Because I have started already.
So look, what usually happens is we see a diet as a temporary solution for weight loss or healthy eating, and then we kind of feel like, I'll start in January. I just have to get past this season, the festive season first, and in January maybe you get on track, but then it's Valentine's Day, and so I'll only start in March. So we keep postponing this date for our healthy diets. But we should actually realize that having healthy food is the everyday occurrence. And then having special treats, these days are going to happen. We can have these special treats without calling it cheating necessarily. So when we maintain a healthy diet throughout the month, and then you have these special days where you're having your special treats, you don't have to look at it as cheating. Just look at it as a special treat. Tomorrow I'm going on with my healthy eating ways. Then maybe next week there's going to be a birthday, and I'll have my special treat then again. But it's not cheating. Continue with your diet. Do not be discouraged to eat healthy because you know the festive season's coming up. Rather eat as healthy as you can while then still indulging in these special treats over these special days.
All right. So tell us, Bianca, what do I substitute that pap and chakalaka with during this price season? What can I have if I don't want to have that pap and chakalaka?
So we actually have introduced a new Cooking from the Heart recipe book on the Heart and Stroke Foundation's website in collaboration with Helene Meyer and her team and the team at Pharmacodynamics. And it's actually healthy recipes to introduce when you're having a braai. So it's healthy side dishes, healthier starches, and then healthier spices and marinades for your braais. So when you're having these braais, there's a lot of healthy alternatives to all those recipes, and they can be found on our website, heartfoundation.co.za.
And I think the thing about the season as well is that there's a big glass vein in the mix there that goes with the braai. So what happens? I suppose it goes back to the importance of drinking enough water as well.
Yes, definitely drinking enough water, but remember, you are allowed alcohol in moderation. Just choose wisely as well what types of alcohol you use. So in moderation, women are allowed 1 unit of alcohol a day. Men are allowed 2 units of alcohol a day. But that doesn't mean that you can accumulate your alcohol allowance and then have all of them at the end of the week or during the weekends. So when we refer to a unit, We're referring to half a glass of wine or one shot of hard liquor. And then when we're mixing those hard liquors, also keep in mind what you're mixing them with, because we tend to mix these liquors with sugar-sweetened beverages. Rather use the non-nutritive sweetened alternatives. So I'm thinking about the lights and the zeros instead of this full sugar alternative. And then those little changes will help you not to gain too much weight during the festive season.
All right, so in conclusion, your advice to everyone watching this interview when it comes to healthy eating this festive season?
So definitely during the festive season, you're going to have a lot of special days with a lot of treats, but keep moderation in mind. Start your day with a healthy breakfast, snack on healthy foods during the day, so that when you do indulge in these healthier snacks, they don't ruin your entire eating plan. And then also remember to keep your portion sizes in mind. So even though you are having a more indulgent meal, have smaller portions of that meal.
All right, so words of warning there about what to eat and what to do, particularly at this time of the year.